Hello, I'm Raya Gould and I'm a university lecturer. I lecture in a university in Canterbury in England. And I became interested in solution-focused approaches about 15 years ago. And the thing that really excites me about solution-focused working is the fact that it links very quickly into what is meaningful and important in people's lives. And the kinds of questions that you ask when you're using a solution-focused approach enable people to kind of get enthusiastic and excited about actually what they really want. And actually, because they get excited and enthusiastic about what they really want, they start to think of ways of being able to move towards having what they really want. Now, we all think that we know what we want, and if we're asked for what we want, we can come up with things like, I want more money, or, I want to get married and have a lovely boyfriend, or I want to have children, or we have all these things that we want to have. But actually, the way we work is that those things have meaning. They're like a code, a metaphor for our deepest desires. And the great thing about solution-focused working is that it actually uncovers what people really want underneath those things that are these kind of codes that we have become something a bit more meaningful. I'll give you an example. I can ask a room full of 30 people, what do you want? What would make your life much better? And a lot of them, perhaps all of them, might say, I'd like to have £1 million. And that tells me nothing, because could say, oh, I've got a room full of people who are all the same. But actually, if I ask the next question, which might be, well, what difference would that make to you? I would start getting all sorts of interesting and very different answers. I asked that in a room the other day, and one woman said, I'd be able to have a new bar of soap in my bathroom every day, because I love the look of a new bar of soap. Now, there is no other set of questions, no other therapy or talking approach that can get so quickly to what people want. Now, personally, I would never have imagined that as an answer. And although that's maybe a little bit of a trivial example, some of the more deeper answers that people come up with are really revealing. And actually, when people hear themselves talking about what they really want, what's really underneath what they want, that's when the motivation kicks in. And the great thing about solution focus is you then have a whole set of other questions, really simple, really easy to learn, which you can build on and actually get people to develop really achievable, small steps towards getting what basically their heart desires. And isn't that what we all want?
My name is Bill O'Connell, and I'd like to tell you a story. There was a monastery once where the monks every 50 years were able to undergo a ritual called the Room of 1,000 Demons. And if you achieved this ritual, you could attain nirvana, eternal paradise. And what you had to do is you had to go into a room, and when you went into this room, the door closed behind you and you couldn't go back out. And in order to attain the eternal paradise, you had to walk across the room and go out the other door. Now, the only problem was that when the door closed behind you, the room was full of all your greatest fears, all your anxieties, all the things that defeat you in life, all the things that hold you back, and it was really scary. And no matter what happened to you, no matter what you thought, no matter what you felt, there was only one thing you needed to do in order to attain your solution and your goal, and that was to keep shuffling your feet forward. And if you just kept moving forward, inch by inch, you would get there. And for me, that's what solution focused is all about. Focus on solutions, not on problems.
My name's Steve Freeman. Just stood down as chair of the UK Association for Solution Focused Practice. For me, solution focused practice is incredibly enabling. It's enabling for a whole range of people and a whole set of environments. It works with the expertise of the real expert, the person who's sitting there in the chair wanting to improve the life. And it's both simple and easy to pass on as a skill, and yet can take years and years and years to develop until we get to that simple elegance that everybody looks for. And I can see a situation where more and more people are using the approach. And as we've just heard in a conference speech this morning, it would be great if people owned up to using the approach. I guess that's it.